Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a preview of the new edition upcoming for Camp Grizzly, a cooperative survival game. And as always, no disclaimer needed for our coverage. We don't accept any money from publishers, we just want to help you make an informed decision. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So I never played the original, very hard-to-find version of Camp Grizzly, so I can't say exactly what has been changed and altered in the rules, but what I'm playing is called the Modern Murder Mode, which I think might be new to this edition, and one of the big things that changes is that in the original game, you had to control 6 characters all at once, regardless of player count, and there was player elimination, like if the 2 characters you controlled died, and then you took somebody else's character, because you would kind of like share them around, but eventually all your characters died, you were just kind of done. I think they even had like a sort of semi-competitive thing where you would control the killer. I don't see any of that in the new rules, but if you play on the Modern Murder Mode, you can use as many characters as you want. Instead of just doing true solo, I thought it'd be more fun to have 3 characters to kind of have more stuff going on. But if one of them dies and Otis has not reached the end of his body count track to trigger the end of the game yet, then you just get a new character and you can try to run around and pick up your old character's stuff. So more flexibility of player count and no player elimination here. But the basic idea of the game is we are these camp counselors in a very Friday the 13th-esque setting. We are running away from this bare-faced masked killer named Otis. And we'll each get to take a turn one at a time, basically moving around and then drawing one of these cabin cards, which could be good or bad, could be items and weapons, could be Otis attacking us. And then Otis will get to move and attack the closest person. Rinse and repeat until you have gotten enough of these objective tokens, which are placed out at the beginning of the game in different places, to trigger one of the narrative finales. So like here, to do a boat finale, I would need to have the keys, a crowbar, and some rope. And you flip the card over and basically see who survives and if you're able to defeat Otis. In the full game, they're going to have a bunch of cards for each setting, so you would have a lot of variety in like what happens each game. But in the prototype they sent me, there's only 1 per place. And my last game I did the boat, so I'm going to try not to do that one unless that just like happens to be the exact items that I get. But let's say hi to the counselors I picked. So first I have Karen. She has the mentor ability, which when she gets campers, which are like little kids that you're protecting, she can use, she can reroll their abilities and make them more successful potentially. And then she has inspired. Most characters start with 2 of these survival cards. She starts with 4. So she is scrappy. She can fight Otis even when she doesn't have a weapon, which usually is not possible. She has a crawl space card to escape when she's getting attacked. She has a don't card to convince herself not to do something stupid in horror movie fashion. And she has a wait for me card to teleport to another counselor. And every counselor has the same statistics on their card. They've got their health track here, and the number that is being pointed to as they take damage is their current movement value, how many spaces they can move on the board. This number here is how many spaces they get to move when they panic when Otis attacks. If Otis strikes, you can either try to fight him off if you have weapons or if you have an ability like Scrappy, or you can just take some damage automatically and then move that many spaces. Then I've got Sherry. She's got the orienteering ability, which means she can move along nature paths that are usually really limited in movement and are random. She's just really good at going through the woods, I guess. And she has a 3 value for panicking instead of 2. But you'll see that her values of movement are terrible once she starts getting hurt. And she has We Thought You Were Dead, can bring back a counselor or camper back to life once. And this one's really good with her orienteering thing. She's got athletic. She can move 1 additional space during her move phase. So she's just going to be prancing all over the place. And finally, we got Joni, the loner, the rebel, the hot guy who's probably the last to die in the movie. Yeah, his loner ability means that he gets +1 to his fight attack rolls if he's alone. Although right now he doesn't have a weapon, so it doesn't do much for him. Then he's got Rebel. When crossing paths with a cameo, he can roll a 6 and like not interact with them, basically avoid them, because cameos tend to kind of be negative and like have you get attacked if you talk to them. He's got Desperation to reroll a die once. And he is desensitized. That's a nice Carrie reference there. He can never be horrified, which is a negative status effect you can get that makes all your rolls worse. And yeah, that's enough to kind of get going. Just to note something, I used the campfire setup, which determines like where the objective tokens are, where the keys are, where we start. They also sent me a quick and dirty setup. That's a faster, easier game. But they're supposed to have a whole bunch of these cards in the final version of the game. Right now, there's just a prototype and I only have 2. So I assume like sometimes you would start at different places. Sometimes you would start with more or fewer items. All those kind of things can change. And just to note, a lot of the cabins on the board are locked at the beginning of the game. I need to either go to Morris's office to get his keys, or some of the objective tokens have keys, although Morris's office is a consistent thing that I know I can go get. So that should be kind of my first order of business. Whenever somebody with the keys moves into a locked cabin, you remove the token, then everybody can move into it for the rest of the game. And for movement, which I'm about to do, one space of movement will move you one space within a cabin or along a regular trail. If you move along a nature trail, unless you're Sherry with her special ability, you have to roll a d6. On a 1, you get lost in the woods and basically end your turn. On a 5 to 6, you actually travel along the trail. On a 2 to 4, you just waste the movement point. Alrighty, so what should we do first? I know Sherry's going to go toward the keys. There's only one objective we can actually access at the moment. So maybe let's have Karen and Jody stay together. So I'll have Karen go into the beaver cabin right to there. That was her 3 movement. After you move up to your max movement, you draw a single cabin card. And it could be an item like I'm getting here. That's great. Or it could be like a nasty event like Otis attacking you. Okay, sneakers. When equipped, what? You may move 1 additional space during your movement phase? Heck yes, I will. Dang. Good job, Karen. That was a great first item. Okay, next is Sherry, and she doesn't need sneakers. She's already athletic. Since she can travel freely along the wilderness paths, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the fastest way to get to the keys, and then she'll be able to run around and start helping people. But let's see what cabin card she got Jody's guitar. So there's a weapon. This shows how many hands it takes up. You can have up to 2 hands of weapons and items equipped at one time. All the rest can hang out in your backpack, and you can change them out at the end of your turn. This is the die you roll during combat. And at the moment, Otis is only rolling a d4. You'll see that when we get to fighting. And then Kumbaya, when all equipped, Otis will stalk you. So I guess Sherry is just playing the guitar. And Otis is going to keep going after her. When Otis strikes is drawn, you are attacked. Okay, so yeah, so she is just the only target right now. And if I win a fight, I have to discard the guitar, break it over his head. Still a pretty positive item besides her being targeted. Okay, then finally Jody, like I said, is going to join Karen. Not necessarily a great idea, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, or maybe he won't. He is moved to the woods. He is lost. Jody's like, hey, I'll follow you, Karen. Oh, what was that noise? So Jody's up here in this sort of like nothing woods space. On his next turn, he'll have to roll to see what happens to him, and then he'll get to come back to a random spot. I just double-checked the rules, and I think I had one thing wrong. I thought you couldn't move into the entire cabin with a lock, but the rules say just the space, which means like you couldn't go through this front door into the buck cabin, but we could go like from the nature trail or from the boys' shower. So that's good. That gives more flexibility to the beginning of the game. But anyway, that's it for our turns. So now Otis activates, and his activation is going to mean that he just moves towards the closest camper, although in this case it's going to be towards Sherry, by the shortest path available, and he can freely move over the wilderness trails. And he moves up to his stalk value. If he reaches us, this is the die he rolls if we try to fight with him, and that's how much damage he deals, how many injuries you take when he gets to you. And those stats will increase as he increases his body count and kills more people. In the scenario I chose, the basic one, he starts with +1 stalk, so that's why he's moving 2 instead of 1. So I guess he, killed the head counselor or something already. All right, so he's moving out of the tool shed, and then I got to assume 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the fastest. So he's hanging out in the beaver cabin. That's it. Actually, kind of a friendly turn. Nobody got stabbed. All right, so Karen is first again, and she's got +1 movement because of the sneakers. It does cost 1 movement to pick up something in your space. So she'll go 1, 2, get to reveal it. Ooh, it's the crowbar, which is needed for a couple of the finales. So 3, she'll pick it up, doesn't take any hand slots or anything. And then... Otis is going to be going towards Sherry, right? So maybe it's okay to just go like that. 4. Then she can try to run up to the boys' shower. Well, I guess it's equal distance, so I'll go there to be a little bit farther from Otis. And Shard of Glass. Oh, it's another weapon. Wow, we're getting lucky draws here. Some of these cards are super negative. So it's 1 hand, and she's fine for that. You roll a d4, but add 1 to it. Oh, but if you win a fight with a Shard of Glass, receive 1 injury. Yeah, because that's going to cut your hand up. But cool. Oh, and that's actually Karen. That's funny that the illustration matches who's holding it. Karen has friggin' everything right now. It's a lot of cards. All right, Sherry. So she's got 4 movement. 1, 2. She's got the keys. Now, what the heck do I want to do? Because Otis is going to come there, chasing after me if I just go like right back in there to try to get into the bunny cabin. But Karen and Sherry are both fast. So maybe I have her move up to the commons as well. And then they can both like kind of scoot in different directions. Or Otis strikes. Okay, so when an Otis strikes is resolved, he moves to your space automatically. Hi. And then he technically attacks everyone in your cabin, like they can help defend or they can attack. And as many characters as have weapons or abilities that let them fight can choose to fight first. If you fail the fight, though, you have to panic, and you can always just choose to panic. When you panic, you get to move your little indicated movement, as I said already. And you take damage automatically equal to Otis's damage stat, which right now is 1. Which would be really terrible for Sherry since she's just so slow. Now, if a single person beats Otis in the fight roll, because you have to beat him, you can't tie him, then he gets taken off the board. Let's have Sherry try first. I really don't want her to get hurt, but she has the best chance of beating him with the D6, and then he'll stop, hyper-targeting her, just break that acoustic over his head. Okay, so his current stat is a D4, mine is a D6, and remember, we have to beat him. We have to beat him, which, a 1 versus a 2. Yay, we did. So per its power, the guitar is discarded. Most weapons you can use more than once. And Otis just comes off the board at the beginning of his next turn, unless he's already struck and appeared somewhere. He's going to go to a random nature trail. So it actually worked out pretty great, although now we got nothing except a shard of glass and Karen's own scrappiness to depend upon. And now let's deal with Jody. So I have to roll. On a 1 to 2, Otis strikes. On a 3 to 4, I take an injury. On a 5 to 6, nothing negative happens. And then either way, I'm going to roll a D10 and appear there. Come on, high numbers. Ooh, perfect. So nothing bad. And where am I going? 5. Oh, funny enough, that's actually pretty much where he was anyway. So he's in the little cub cabin. Not much for him to do. Oh, I guess he can go over to the stables and get that objective until the keys get brought around. And that is, by the way, the end of Jody's turn. He doesn't draw a cabin card. The 1d6 roll is kind of like his cabin for the turn. All right, now Otis is coming back. Hopefully not on a 5. An 8. Oh, he did not go very far. Shoot. So he's going to attack us again. Great. Now, since there's no more guitar, when it's equidistant, there are some tiebreakers, but none of them apply in this case. So we're just going to roll. We'll say 1 to 5 is Karen. 6 to 10 is okay. Going to Sherry's space. But Karen can potentially protect Sherry. Should she use the shard of glass? I mean, it's +1. It's only 1 better than her regular Scrappy, but her chance of beating Otis and Scrappy when he wins ties is not great. So sure, let's go ahead and use the shard of glass. All right, so Otis gets a 1. That's a great start when I get +1 to my roll, and I got a 4 plus. Okay, I didn't need the shard of glass. Oh well. So Otis is driven off again. But Karen cut herself, so she's down to 2 movement, although it's 3 with her sneakers. Oh, I forgot I could have used crawl space at any time to remove my pawn from the board. Oh, but that wouldn't have protected Sherry. So, yeah, I like how I did this. But if Karen's ever by herself and getting attacked, she'll be able to use that. All right, so let's go back to our original plan. Karen's going to move 3 up towards the boys' shower objective. Sherry's going to go unlock some stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Next turn, she can get into the bunny cabin and start opening some doors. Oh, wait, I didn't draw Karen's cabin card. Oh, Karen got a crowbar? Nature's lockpick. Move into a space with a lock to remove it. Oh, so she's got her own Nature's lockpick. That's great. And a 6. Heck yeah, forget that stupid shard of glass. You can give that to somebody else. Well, that was friggin' awesome. How about Sherry after she moves? Uh-oh, Killer's Obsession. I've just had this feeling like I'm being watched. Stop skinny dipping, y'all. Place this card on your counselor. The next time an Otis Strikes card is drawn, Otis Strikes your space instead. Leave Sherry alone. If you survive the attack, draw a survival card and discard Killer's Obsession. All right. Yeah, it's not looking great for Sherry. All right, how about Jody? He's the only one who can't open doors, but let's still have him go toward the stables, right? So 1, 2, 3. All right. And his cabin card. Lights out, campers. All campers in every cabin are discarded. Remove Otis from the board and adjust the body count accordingly. Oh, in cabins, so if they'd been left behind, they would have been killed. But here it actually doesn't do anything, so that's fine. I'm rolling to see where the guy comes out to. We're pretty spread around, so I'm sure it's going to be bad no matter what. Yeah, he's in the swimming area, but he can go down this super log thing and get right to Jody. And I have no way to fight him at all, darn it. So Jody automatically takes damage equal to the damage stat since he's panicking, and then he gets to move 2. And I can't stay to get the objective in the stables. I'll get murdered. I'm going to run over to the little cub cabin. Maybe Jody can meet up with Karen, but for now she's going to go 1, 2, and then you do need to spend... Oh, crud. We found a corpse. So Otis's body count goes up to 2, which does not increase any of his stats, but he's very close now. Well, good thing is she doesn't have to waste an action pick anything up, so she gets to move back 3. What's waiting for her? Premonition. Oh, it's like Final Destination. Sherry, promise me you won't go into the barn. Just promise. Draw a cabin card. After looking at the card, place it face down in front of a counselor of your choosing. Instead of drawing from the cabin deck, the counselor must draw the face down card in their next cabin draw. Love that. Although clearly, playing solo, controlling multiple characters. I thought you had them. The key carrier drops the keys. Place the key token on a random nature trail. Does not affect the spare keys or Morris's keys, which are like objectives you can find. I guess I'll put that... It says a counselor of my choosing. So yeah, I guess I'll put it in front of like Karen so that Sherry can at least use her keys this turn. All right, speaking of Sherry, we'll go 1, 2... What is it? Draw a survival card. So I don't have to spend an action for that, but I just get a survival card. There's not getting me closer to winning, y'all. Now, what do you got, Sherry? Get a grip. Play at any time to remove horrified token from all counselors. So she just slapped somebody. All right, so that was 1, 2. Let's go ahead and lock this door before we need to worry about that. 3, 4. Sure. And, oh God, into the woods. A random counselor in this cabin, well, there's only me, is pulled into the woods where Otis strikes. Any counselor who survives the woods moves to a random nature trail. I don't like this at all. Well, let's see. I think this still counts as the Otis strikes for Killer's Obsession. But she's going from 3 to 1 movement, well, 2 with athletic. And then it says that instead of having to stay in the woods, she gets to immediately roll. Although, wait, when Sherry, she has an ability. Part of her orienteering ability is that whenever she gets out of the woods, she gets to move to a nature trail of her choice. Well, she's about to lose the keys. Should I have us like kind of grouped together maybe? Because Otis came off the board to attack her in the woods, so that seems like it might be useful. Because if Karen can give like her crowbar to somebody or her shard of glass, then we'll all be a little bit more safe. Well, and hey, now that happened, I guess we can have Jody go back toward the stables and hopefully not get murdered. Oh, we got a cameo. So these are like NPCs who will move around and bother you. So this is, what's his name from Halloween? Oh, come on, Loomis. Hello, you're here, Jeremy. Come face me, monster. Stay back, children. You're liable to be hurt. So we place Haddon's standee on a random nature trail. He moves 2. This is during... So whoever gets him, Jody, like he moves after Jody's turn. He moves toward his target, which is Otis. If he crosses paths with a counselor, then they take the cross paths thing, which is 1 injury. Although that's what Jody's rebel ability is. So if he cross paths with Haddon, you have a 50% chance of 4 to 6 to not get hurt. And then if Haddon gets to Otis, Otis just murders him, increases his body count, and goes off the board for a minute. All right, let's see where Not Loomis ends up. 6. Oh, geez, right over by us. And then he would move immediately because the cameo phase is right after the drawing a sort of cabin card phase. But I think since Otis is not on the board, he just stays put. Yeah, I just checked, and they don't move if their target's not on the board. Although, crud, he is freaking stopping Karen from leaving. All right, now Otis is coming back to 4. All right, back in the tool shed. Okay, now he goes towards the nearest cameo or counselor. So let's see. 1, 2, 3 to get to Jody. 1, 2, 3. One of the tiebreakers is unfortunately an emptier cabin. Oh man, Jody. So he's going to go right here. Well, that's it for now. All right, so Karen's first, and she's trapped in the showers. If she gets hit by Haddon, then she'll be down to 1 movement plus 1. So I think I'm actually going to use Wait for Me to move to any other counselor's space. Maybe move over here to protect Jody and give him one of my 2 weapons? Sure, although she's still got 3 movement left, so let's go see what the objective is. So 1, 2, reveal it. Ooh, it's the rope. Ooh, crowbar, rope, and keys. We actually have the stuff to do the boat, which is the same one I did last time, but you all haven't seen it, and it's very fun. All right, so she'll spend her 3rd movement to actually pick up the rope, and then she's revealing the card that she was given previously, so we're going to put the keys on a random nature trail, so I guess we don't have the keys. Hopefully it's near to one of us. 8. Oh, heck yeah. Sherry can literally just run there with her orienteering ability in like 2 seconds. So yeah, Sherry's only got 2 movement now, remember. Ouch. So she'll go 1 and then 2 to pick up the keys. And we can all start heading toward the swimming area to try to survive this stuff. All right, what's Sherry's card? Closed door. Choose. Open the door. Draw 1 survival card and then tempt fate twice. Tempting fate means you draw that many cabin cards. Or back away slowly. Move back to where you started the turn. I don't want to do that. All right, I'll try it out. All right, so the survival card is Skedaddle. When Otis strikes, safely move a counselor from that fight to your space. Oh, to your space. That doesn't help at all if I'm the one being attacked. All right, here's my tempting fate. Hole in backpack. Discard 1 random card from your backpack. Now, permanent cards don't count as being in your backpack. They're face up, but like technically I would have these all in a hidden hand of my backpack, so I lose. Oh, we thought you were dead was the one I was going to use if I died. That was kind of a dumb sentence to utter, but yeah, I'm sad to lose that. Okay, so that was that one, and then... Oh, Head Counselor Morris. Spooky time's over, kids. Back to your bunks. Place Morris on a random nature trail. He stalks towards target campers. There aren't any right now. Again, campers are little kids. If you cross paths, shuffle your campers back into the cabin deck. Then Otis stalks 2 spaces for each camper returned. So basically sending the kids right into danger. Dummy. All right, and 6. Oh, really? What's up? They can just hang out with each other. Maybe he's the one showing Detective Haddon around the camp officially. All right, now we got the stuff we need. I think we're going to have Jody try to take the nature trail straight to the swimming area where we can get on the boat. So that's going to be his second of 2 movement to try. If he gets a 1, he gets lost. 2 to 4, nothing. 5 to 6, he makes it. I do have his desperation, but I can reroll any roll. Yeah, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to go to the woods. Maybe he'll get lucky and teleport to somewhere near where he needs to be later. Oh, and sorry, Head Counselor Morris would have moved at the end of Sherry's turn, but there are no campers, so he's not going to move at all.
And it says when you go to the woods, your turn ends, so I guess Morris doesn't move towards the guy either. And also, Jody doesn't have to draw a cabin card, but that does mean 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But again, she's more alone, but she's got a crowbar. She can hopefully just smack him in the face. And speaking of smacking, let's go to take her first of 3 movement to purposefully... Wait, what does Scrawl Paste do? Play at any time to remove your counselor pawn from the board and place it on this card. Otis cannot stalk or attack you while you're in the crawl space. At the beginning of your next turn, return your counselor to a random nature trail and discard. I don't like all these random nature trails when we're kind of slow. But yeah, I guess it makes more sense than just like purposefully hurting myself. All right, so she'll go into the crawl space and pop out somewhere next turn, but hey, at least now Otis is way out of position. Now, it doesn't say you don't draw a cabin card, so I guess you still do. Ooh, Bear Trap. Place the Bear Trap token in your space. If Otis crosses paths with it, lower his stalk stat by 1, remove it from the board. Okay, that's awesome. Maybe she just found a Bear Trap in the crawl space. Okay, Sherry, you got the keys. You're slow as heck. What is the fastest way for her to get to the boat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh. All right, so she'll just go 2 and slowly make her way there. And what's her cabin card? Oh no, chiseled features. Otis strikes. The first counselor to panic in this fight is disfigured. Anyone crossing paths with you is horrified. Discard after healing an injury. And unfortunately, the only card she's got is Skedaddle, which would let somebody else move to my space. So Otis is not far away. He's right here. And I'm going to panic and take another damage, but I get to move 3. So 1, 2, 3. That part was good at least. The head counselor Morris still has no kids to go talk to, so he's done. Now it's Jody's turn to come out of the woods or get attacked by Otis. All right, so I get hit for 1 again. And Otis goes to the woods, so he'll be randomly spawned in a second. And come on, Jody, come out near the thing. 10. Or the girls. Or you can be in the girls' showers. Cool. Now, technically, Jody does not have any of the items we actually need to get on the boat. So we could leave him behind if we need to. And once again, randomly, Detective Haddon is not going to move because Otis is not in a reachable space. But now it's Otis's turn, and he comes out on 8. It looks like he's about to go kill those guys. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yep. So he's going to go 1, 2, and... But he's get removed from the board per Detective Haddon's special text. Oh, but oh, Lord, he gets 2 more body count for +1 attack and damage. So now if we try to fight him off, he's rolling a d6, and he'll hit us for 2, which would kill everyone except Karen at this point. Speaking of Karen, she's coming out of her crawl space at 1. Ooh, I can work with that. If she gets lucky on her nature roll thing, she can be right at the boat. So she's got 3 movement max. She's going to try to move along the nature path. Boom! First try. All right, so she's here, ready to go onto the boat. Ooh, and let's go ahead and put the bear trap down in her space, so that if Otis randomly appears, we can just immediately get rid of him. Rule number 1, fooling around. We weren't doing anything. We were just, move a counselor of your choice to your space. You begin fooling around. Tempt fate 5 times, but I don't care, man. That gets Jody. Yeah, let's do Jody. Let's get Jody right here. And sorry, I actually did tempting fate wrong the last time. The number is how many cards you draw from the top, and you're just looking for a red Otis attack card. You don't actually resolve any of the cards, so that was incorrect when I did it for, was that Sherry earlier? Although I think she got attacked anyway, so it worked out the same. But here, let's go ahead and say that Karen is smart enough not to fool around with Jody, but he still teleports to her. He's like, hey, Karen, I magically made it from the showers to you so we can go skinny dipping. And she's like, nope, not trying that out, buddy. So 2 of us are there. Sherry now can only move 2. So she's not quite to the other people yet. They're protected by the bear trap. Let's see what she gets. Downpour environment. For as long as the downpour continues, all counselors subtract 1 from their movement during the move phase. It lasts 2 full rounds, which means starting with Karen, it's going to be the first full round. Gosh darn it. All right, and then Jody's not going to do anything on his turn, but he still has to draw a cabin card. Oh, we finally got a little kid. Kimberly.
What you doing? Do you like ponies? I like ponies. My favorite pony is...
You may not be chosen for fooling around activity. Well, good thing that this happened. If you draw a fooling around card, discard and draw one survival card. Draw one less card when tempting fate. Jesus, like, cautious. Good job, Kimberly. All right, Otis comes back. Please don't be near us. 9. Oh, heck yes. This is great. So he is going to take a while. So we just got to survive some cabin cards while we wait for Sherry to come with the keys. Okay, Karen is doing nothing. Oh, moral dilemma. Choose Otis strikes your space or draw a survival card. Then Otis strikes the counselor with the most injuries. Crud. All right, well, Karen can try to take him with the crowbar. That's kind of our best option here. Oh, that's right. We got the bear trap. So he tries to come attack us. The bear trap gets him. He gets removed from the board, and his stalk stat goes down to 1, so he is slower now. I think that's how that all works. Okay, then Sherry can only move 1 because of a downpour. Because she's 1 base move, +1, -1. Come on, man. We got to be on that specific space. All right, let's see what Sherry gets. The prankster, Otis Rumor. Tonight's the anniversary. That's Detective Haddon. It's been 15 years since Jeremy's incident. Yeah, so they have like little background cards about what happened with the guy. That's Detective Haddon. Oh, its stalk stack is up by 1. Back to 2. And we get more objectives spawning at the campfire. I mean, here we don't need them, but that'd be good potentially. You also, by the way, spawn more objective tokens if you've found literally every token on the board and you still can't do a finale. Okay, then Jody's going to stay where he is. And old man Ruthus, you're all doomed. Place Ruthus on your space. Great, he's on our space, which means I need to, tempt fate twice. I guess even if we're not moving, we're going to have to do that each time. All right, so this is Jody's tempting fate. He moved toward the closest counselor, so he just stays there. Oh, we got 2 good weapons. We have to discard them both. Come on. Oh, speaking of weapons, let's say that, because I could have done this a while back, Karen gave Jody the crowbar, so they both have a weapon to use. All right, so we've got to survive one more turn with some fate tempting. Oh, this is coming out on 9. Is that the same one I rolled before? Yeah, it is. All right, and then he's moving 2 again. Okay, Karen's got to hang out, and I think she has to tempt fate with this guy. Oh, crud. Yeah, we ignore the text. It's just for 1 red card, he attacks. If there's more than 1 red card, he gets +1 for each extra red card. All right, so he teleports here. We'll have Jody try to fight him first with the crowbar. Let's roll for Jody first. Oh, that's good. So Otis gets +1 and wins on ties. So I just need to not roll a 5 or a 6. I just need to not... Let's go! So he runs away before anything bad happened. Although he does kill Ruthus before anything else, which actually is not that bad because it means we just won't have to tempt fate as much. Moves his body count to 5, which doesn't give him any new stats. All right, and finally, it's Sherry's turn. She moves in. Now, they see her chiseled features and immediately get horrified. But Jody is desensitized. He cannot be horrified. That dude has seen some stuff. And then Karen would be horrified, which is actually pretty terrible because it would give her a -1 to every roll in the entire finale. But, hey, luckily we had it. Smack! She's like, don't worry that my face is cut up. And Karen gets a grip, and we go into the finale with none of us horrified. Let's see who survives. All right, here we go. So each finale, again, there would be multiple in the boat, and I wouldn't be sure which one I've gotten. I have seen this one before, but it's pretty great. So first, the tippy test. All the counselors jump in the boat. Whichever counselor is carrying the rope must roll a 10. If the result is less than the number of counselors in the boat and their campers combined, discard all campers, and each counselor takes 1 injury. So there are 3 counselors and 1 camper, Kimberly. And I don't want to roll less than that, so I just need... There we go. That's better than the last time I played. I was playing with my 9-year-old, and I jumped to the boat and killed like 3 kids that he had rescued. All right, now we go over the falls. The boat goes over the falls. Each counselor must roll a d6. If the result is a 1, Otis pulls you over the falls, receive 3 injuries. That would kill any of us. All right, a 2, you fight Otis, and if you panic, it equals death, so you have to beat him. 3, you get pulled under, take 1 injury for every card in your backpack. Oh, God. For a 4, you narrowly escape, just take 1 injury, and for a 5 to 6, you escape. 4, what was 4? Narrow escape, take 1 injury. Yay, Karen survived. All right, Sherry. Sherry takes 3 injuries. Blah! Otis killed her. All right, come on, Jody. You got this. 3. We take 1 injury for every card in my backpack. That's face up. That's face up. That's face up. This is the only one. So, hey, although I could have re-rolled, but I'm surviving, so I don't need to. And it says re-roll 1 die roll. Maybe I could have tried to save Sherry, but, I mean, I think Jody would rather be saved. So in a somewhat atypical slasher ending, there's a final girl and the boy. Although I think that is actually how the most recent Friday the 13th, the remake, ended, where there was like kind of like the bad boy who had come looking for his sister. It's been a while since I watched that one. And the girl survived, although I think they both die in the end with like a kind of surprise ending, like the original Friday where Jason jumps out of the water to kill her. Although then they retconned that in Friday the 13th too. Those movies are weird sometimes. But there you go. That is a taste of Camp Grizzly. Again, a very limited taste. There's going to be more counselors, more setup cards, more of those finales. But what do I think of this one? Well, I think you can probably tell from the gameplay, this is a very specific type of game. This is an experience game. This is a rules-light, fun game that is going to tell stories. It's not a highly strategic game. It's not a highly tactical game. Which cabin cards you get is going to drastically change your luck. Like me getting something for plus move at the beginning instead of getting stabbed multiple times. That had a major impact on play. And similarly, which objective tokens come out. Here's another crowbar. Let's see what was at the campfire. There's the radio. There's a Otis Strikes. I don't get anything for going all the way over there. And up here, there's another Otis Strike. See, so like if I could have had no combinations that would have worked, then I would have had to go around and get objectives again. Probably with my movement way lowered because I was injured. So sometimes the game will last like 15 or 20 minutes because everything comes together really easily. Sometimes it'll last an hour or more because you like have to struggle to find things. Sometimes you'll fight off the enemy. Sometimes you'll be brutally murdered. It will come down to a die roll sometimes. So again, don't come to this game looking for high strategy or a lot of player choice. This is all about the funny moments, the funny cards, the great art, like Kimberly messing up your chance to fool around, or Sherry bashing the killer in the head with a guitar after she was singing a Kumbaya song. So if you're into that kind of goofiness, if you're a fan of horror movies like I am, so you get the references, I think this could be a great time for you. And also, I'll say that, even though some of the cards have darker art and like scarier art, so you might not want to play it with young kids, I play with my 9-year-old who is, for better or worse, really into horror. He likes Five Nights at Freddy's and that kind of stuff. And he had a total blast with the game. So depending on who your kids are, or if your kids are a little bit older and they can handle like some somewhat grisly card art, this could be a lot of fun because it is, again, very straightforward and easy to play. And also the endings are pretty hilarious and epic. Like here, wait, where's another one? Another one we got, look at this. If you go into the barn, you lure a bear in to fight against Otis. Like, give me a break. It's a bear-Otis fight. That's amazing. And the idea that the actual final version of the game will have a ton of these for each location, so you never know like what's going to happen when you go to the boat or what's going to happen when you go to the barn, just sounds like a lot of fun to me. And those finales tend to give a nice crescendo to the gameplay and really make you feel like you've accomplished something cool, even if you all die. So games I would compare this to, I think these are somewhat obvious. An older one that some of you might not have played, the Flying Frog game Last Night on Earth. That's kind of like a similar take on a zombie game. Now that one is not cooperative. It's like team-based competitive with one player playing the zombies. But it had similar things like the tropes of horror movies showing up, people fooling around, that sort of stuff. I think this one is a lot smoother to play than that one. I don't know if you can even find that game anymore. And also, because it's fully cooperative, it's just a lot better for me, I think. The other game this is very similar to is Final Girl. And Final Girl does have the advantage in variety, right? Because here you're always fighting Otis and you're always in the camp. Whereas in Final Girl, that's a single set. Oh, what is it? Camp Happy Trails. And then you can, mix and match tons of other locations and killers. Final Girl, I think, is also a more tactical, strategic game with the card buying and all of that. Although, don't get me wrong, it's still very much based on die rolls to see if you win or lose. But in the comparison to Final Girl, I think Camp Grizzly actually does quite well because, the kind of obvious one, you can play with multiple players up to 6, so that's certainly a boon. And also, while Final Girl, I think, has sort of a dull ending sometimes, where you just kind of shoot the guy or he kills you, I think these finales are much more narratively epic. And I would say, in general, these kind of cabin cards and the different things that can happen are a bit more exciting in their potential for emergent story than the killer cards that you're drawing every turn in Final Girl, which often will just move the guy and have him attack you. So yeah, I think this one is great. I hope to play the final version and see the expanded options in the game. But it should be on crowdfunding sometime soon. Not sure when I'm posting this, so go check it out and see what you think. Thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Pedro Lucas, Nick Skeen, Miles, Wayne Scott, Steve Wren, and Casey W. We'll see you at the next stop.